Welcome back, everybody, to the Philadelphia Eagles franchise here on Madden 22. Today we've got weeks 2 and 3 here in season number 4. Our Eagles have a couple interdivisional matchups as we start with the home opener for Philadelphia as they take on the New York Giants. And then week 3, we will head down to Landover, Maryland to take on the Washington football team. Our week 1 matchup against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers was a very interesting game, to say the least. Long story short, we were up 31-10, about a minute or so left in the third quarter, and we lost. Yeah, the ending of that game was not pretty. The Bucs dominated in the first quarter, then we dominated in the second and third quarter, going on a 31-0 run, and then, of course, we completely collapsed in the final 11 minutes of the game, losing. There were some positives in that game. I thought our new quarterback, Xander Vanderwall, had a pretty good debut, and we'll see what he does here week 2 against the New York Giants, who won their opening game 21-14 in Indianapolis against the Colts. The Giants are led by second-year quarterback Anthony Cortez III, who, of course, had a very strong rookie season, and he had a good opening game, throwing 3 touchdown passes and no interceptions in the win over Indianapolis. The Giants spent a lot of money on their new franchise quarterback this offseason, giving him a great left tackle in Tyron Smith and a true number 1 receiver in Cooper Kupp. Not to mention this team still has Saquon Barkley and overall is one of the better rosters in the NFL, so we've definitely got our hands full today here as the Eagles debut here at the Link. Week 2 of the 2024 NFL season has the 0-1 Philadelphia Eagles, the only team to lose last week in the NFC East, facing off against the 1-0 New York Football Giants. The Giants are looking to start 2-0. The Eagles looking to avoid 0-2. So we'll see if Philadelphia can get the win against their former offensive coordinator, Sean McVay. A little fun storyline. Remember, McVay was the offensive coordinator for the Eagles last year, ended up getting hired by the Giants in the offseason, so he gets to face off against his old team. First down, New York opens with the football. Here's Saquon Barkley with a couple nice juke moves, goes out of bounds for a gain of 21. The Eagles' run defense was very good last week. They definitely limited Kareem Hunt, but on the flip side, Brady threw for 400-plus yards. Here's Barkley in the flat on 2nd and 8 with another nice juke, wrapped up by C.J. Thomas and Joko Onwusu. Both Thomas and Onwusu had interceptions in the Week 1 loss. 2nd and 6 now, Cortez with a strike for his new slot receiver, Cooper Kupp, who gets it to the 6. Kupp, of course, reuniting with his former coach in L.A., Sean McVay. Cooper Kupp had a pretty good Week 1, looking to carry that over here against Philadelphia. 3rd and goal from the 1-yard line. Can the Giants punch it in? Cortez is sacked on the play. Joko Onwusu gets to the backfield, forcing a loss of 5. So despite a really good drive from the Giants to open up the game, they're only likely going to have to settle for the field goal. This one looks like a chip shot from 23 yards out for Robbie Ashby. He sends it down the middle, and so the New York Giants are on the board first as they lead 3-0. Now we get to see the Eagles' offense. This side of the ball was pretty good last week. Again, Xander Vanderwall, the new quarterback, had a solid performance as he hands it off here for St. Clair on 3rd and 1. Rosemont St. Clair has blocks down the field. Touchdown for the Eagles. It's a 61-yard score for Rosemont St. Clair, and the Eagles will take the lead with a cute little celebration. Great run by Rosemont St. Clair, who has picked up right where he left off from last season, and the Eagles are very quickly on the board as it's 7-3. Giants have it back. Here's Cortez under pressure, nearly sacked by Achabe. Deep downfield, it's caught by Mecole Hardman, who mossed Nehemiah Richardson. Anthony Cortez is wheeling and dealing so far. He has looked very impressive, and the Giants' offense has had no trouble moving it down the field as he has Cooper Kupp wide open. Kupp dives over to Sean Elliott, and he is in for a New York Giants touchdown. So far, both offenses look really good up to this point, and so the Giants lead it 10-7 through 1, but the Eagles are marching on the doorstep. They've ran the ball very well up to this point. The passing game's gotten off to a slow start. Vanderwall hasn't done a whole lot yet. We'll see what he can do here in the second quarter as we have a 3rd and 9. Nice throw out to his number 1 wideout, Devontae Smith, who gets it to the 36-yard line for a nice first down conversion. Smith's first catch of the game. Following play, it's a handoff for Tazewell Hubbard with room to the left side. Outruns the defensive back. Hubbard might be gone. He tried to hurdle the defender and is unsuccessful. Got a big shot to the nuts there from the defensive back, but still a great run for Tazewell Hubbard and the Eagles are running it wild. Why stop now as Rosemont St. Clair will score? St. Clair with his second touchdown of the first half. And the Philadelphia Eagles are right back on top as it's now 14-10. Philadelphia's offense with two great drives. The run game looked flawless, and the Giants are really struggling to get a whole lot going on the ground. Big hit there by Isaiah Simmons, the big free agent signing from the Arizona Cardinals. That forces a loss of a couple and will bring us to a 3rd and 9. 4 receivers set, trips to the left. Cortez under pressure, deep downfield, what a throw! Into the hands of Kenny Golladay for a gain of 18. Nehemiah Richardson had him covered pretty good. Onwosu was also there, but Cortez threaded the needle perfectly as the Giants now go 5 wide. Quick throw out the middle for Evan Engram, breaking tackles to the 29. And the Eagles' pass defense has looked lost up to this point. Anthony Cortez is dealing them. 2nd and 7 now at the 27. Cortez has an open man. It looks like it's going to be Mecole Hardman who brings it to the 16-yard line. And Cortez is continuing to make this elite secondary look like a bunch of children. 1st and goal with an opportunity to take the lead. Cortez fumbles, but it's picked up by the Giants. It was kind of hard to tell what happened there, but Jabari Achebe got a strip sack. A former Westlake quarterback got sacked by a former Westlake pass rusher, and the fumble was recovered by a former Westlake offensive lineman, Avery Horn. That's a pretty cool sequence of events there. 3rd and goal now at the 4. Cortez up the middle. He will get the touchdown in the hands of Kenny Golladay, and the New York Giants are back on top. 3 drives and 3 scores for New York, and they now lead 17-14. Every single drive in this game for both teams has ended in points. That's just remarkable. The Eagles trying to keep that streak going as Vanderwall on the run connects with Tykeem Keon for a gain of 19. Keon's season has started a little bit slowly. He had a rough game in week 1, had the big fumble late in the 4th quarter, which almost directly costed his team the game. Following play, Vanderwall on the move with a strike into the hands of Tykeem Keon to the 31. Hopefully these past couple of plays can give Vanderwall and Keon some chemistry because we know what Tykeem Keon can do. That brings us to the 2-minute warning here in the first half. 17-14 your score. Both offenses are looking phenomenal in this football game. As on 1st down, Vanderwall connects with a rookie slot receiver, J.T. DeMarco, for a gain of 22 yards. And the former Ohio State Buckeye brings it to the 9-yard line. 2nd and goal. Vanderwall looks to throw it. Goes up the middle for Rosemont St. Clair. That's a hat trick. St. Clair with 3 all-purpose touchdowns in the first half. I hope you all started him in fantasy because he's putting up numbers. Unfortunately, the extra point would be no good. Zebediah Phoenix is wide left. Phoenix missed 4 kicks in the preseason, so I've got to say I'm a little bit concerned for him right now. The Giants have it back. Goes on 3rd and 9. Cup is wide open downfield of 27. Look at the clock, though. There's about 10 seconds left. New York will call a timeout. They're not going to waste any time. They're going to send the field goal team out in an attempt to tie the game. It's Robbie Ashby. He is good, and so New York will knot this one up at 20 apiece. What a showing here from both of the offenses here in this first half as the Eagles have it back with 6 seconds to go. The Giants likely going to play heavy prevent defense as Xander Vanderwall is going to look to take a shot. Downfield for Tykeem Keon, who makes the catch at the 9-yard line. Oh, man, the Eagles could have had such a big play there, but unfortunately, all for naught. That drive is the first one where nobody scored. And it was a 1-play drive that resulted in, how many yards was that? Like 64 or something? And it was only because the time ran out. So an unbelievable start to this game. The Giants and Eagles are tied at 20. Both offenses are looking flawless up to this point. We're going to stick with the game plan of running the ball. We've ran it very well so far. And then on defense, we got to stop the pass. Anthony Cortez is carving us alive right now. We do start with possession here in the 3rd quarter, so maybe we can get some things going and try to take control of this ball game. On 1st down up the middle, it's Tykeem Keon from one 39-yard line to the other. Tykeem Keon is really starting to heat up now. He's well over 100 yards at this point. Him and Vanderwall are seemingly starting to get some chemistry together, which is really good. 3rd and 10, bad throw by Vanderwall, trying to get it to his tight end, Dozier Baxby. That'll bring out the field goal team. A 56-yarder for Zebediah Phoenix with the wind against him. The kick is up, and it is short. No good. Phoenix has now missed 2 kicks today, and the game remains tied at 20. A big stand there for the Giants as they'll get it back with no damage done. Remains tied at 20, 2nd and 11 for the G-men. Cortez under pressure, and he is sacked. Fletcher Cox is the one who gets to the quarterback. We do have a flag on the play, but it looks like it's not really going to matter. It's going to be a holding against New York on Dante Dorsett. The penalty would be declined, and that'll bring us to a 3rd down and 18. We'll see if the Eagles defense can finally get a stop right here. This is their opportunity to do it as Cortez heaves it up, and it's caught! Cooper Kupp, what a play with Joko and Wosu damn near on top of them. It doesn't matter. Cooper Kupp is dominating this game right now. 6 catches for $130. He has been dominant. Somebody has to cover him. It looks like it'll be a free play and offsides on Jabari Achabe, as of course it's intercepted by Isaiah Simmons off the tip, but it's not going to matter. Jabari Achabe got a little bit too excited there, and Cortez recognized it. He's timed the snap perfectly, and Anthony Cortez continues to dominate even with the little things. The Giants looking to capitalize here on the penalty, and that they do as Saquon Barkley will score Barkley's first touchdown of the season, and the New York Football Giants are back on top 27-20. The Eagles opened up the drive with pretty good field position, currently at the 23 with 30 seconds left in the quarter. Vanderwall on the run with a strike for Devontae Smith. What a throw and what a catch. Xander Vanderwall right now is playing out of his mind in this game. On the run, under pressure, and keep in mind, he really struggles to make throws under pressure, but that was a beauty. An unbelievable catch. Great footwork by Devontae Smith as we look at it again. Yeah, I think he got both feet in. And indeed, the call would stand. We are tied at 27 after 3 quarters, and we might have ourselves an instant classic headed into the 4th. The Giants have still scored every time they've touched the ball today, for what it's worth. As Saquon Barkley bounces by a couple blockers. Barkley breaks a tackle. Barkley gets by another defender, and he is off to the races. Defense, never heard of her. A 75-yard touchdown for Saquon Barkley, and the New York Giants are back on top. It's now 34-27. These 2 offenses are playing at an unbelievable level right now. 3rd and 5, Vanderwall is incomplete, trying to get it to Devontae Smith. Here on 4th and 5, the Eagles are going to go for it. They're at their own 44, but they just don't trust their defense at all. It's a short throw for Dozier Baxby, and he does get the first, gaining about 7 yards. So the gutsy call by head coach Champ Britton proves to pay off. 3rd and 6 now. Vanderwall again scrambling with a dot into the hands of Troy Dobbs, who does a great job of keeping both feet in bounds, which will get Philadelphia the first down. Another 3rd down, this time 3rd and 5, and now it will be Rosemont St. Clair who converts, bringing it to the 15-yard line. The Eagles offense is slowly but surely moving it down the field. Now about 2 minutes to go on 1st and goal. It's Tazewell Hubbard who finds the end zone for a touchdown, and this game is again tied up. Nice run there by Hubbard. Another great drive for the Philadelphia offense, and this game is now tied at 34 apiece. So now the Giants have the ball back, currently sitting at about 2:10 to go. Now it would be the perfect time for the Eagles defense to finally get a stop, and, well, you're not going to do that when Cooper Kupp's completely wide open. Good tackle by Bobby Wagner, as that will bring us to the 2-minute warning. Giants 34, Eagles 34. We've been back and forth all day in an offensive showdown. 3rd and 4 from the 26. The Giants are pretty much running the ball, trying to chew clock. I don't know if Saquon Barkley got it. It's awfully close. Will they give him the first down, as the Eagles do call time? And they're not going to give it to him. So Philadelphia gets the stop. 4th and inches. The Giants are going to elect to kick the field goal as Robbie Ashby sinks it down the middle. So it's 37-34. The clock sits at about 1:16, and the Eagles have no timeouts. So now it's time for Xander Vanderwall and the offense to win this football game. Vanderwall had a similar opportunity in Week 1 against the Bucs to try to drive down the field and get the win, and obviously the Eagles were unsuccessful. 2nd and 10, Vanderwall scrambling to the left side, looking to throw it, and he is intercepted. Jacques Stanley II, the rookie corner out of Illinois, picks it off, and this game is over. So a failed game-winning drive, the first interception thrown by Xander Vanderwall as an Eagle, and Philadelphia is going to start Season 4 off with a record of 0-2. 37-34 is your final. What a win for the New York Giants, who will go up to 2-0. The offense was obviously not why we lost. Vanderwall was very good, minus the interception. The run game was great. It was the defense who lost this game for us, plain and simple. If there is one good thing about the defense today, at least they were consistent. Consistently terrible. Week 1, they were inconsistent. They showed flashes, but also looked bad at times. Anthony Cortez III dominated, 22 for 24, 310 and 2 touchdowns. He was a beast. And I feel like Xander Vanderwall played pretty well too, but he just got overshadowed by Cortez. Saquon Barkley had a nice game. We ran the ball very well too. Tazewell Hubbard and St. Clair were both great. Cooper Kupp with 10, 180 and a score. Tykeem Keon with also about 150. Both offensive lines were very good. We did not allow a single sack in this game. I don't even think Xander Vanderwall got touched. Our offensive line gave him a clean pocket the whole game. Obviously, the interception from Jocko Stanley and then a couple big missed kicks by Zebediah Phoenix II ultimately lost us this game. So that brings us to Week 3. A must-win game here for our Philadelphia Eagles as they head out to Landover, Maryland to take on the 1-1 Washington football team. As I said at the beginning of today's episode, we do have a doubleheader, 2 games in 1, so it should be pretty fun. The football team is, of course, led by second-year quarterback Joe Kilpatrick, looking to get the win here and have Philadelphia start their season off 0-3. We do have a breakout challenge. They're not showing us who it is, but it looks like it's a wide receiver based on how they're talking, and indeed, it's Tykeem Keon, who has a chance to go up to Superstar X Factor today with 4 touchdowns or 200 all-purpose yards. Keon had a breakout challenge early in last season, which he completed to get up to Superstar, and now we're going to try to get him up to X. Keon had nearly 150 yards last week, so hopefully he can have a similar performance. Washington, of course, is a very talented team in their own right. Joe Kilpatrick had a pretty solid rookie season. He's had a pretty good start to this year, throwing 2 touchdowns last week despite the loss. Washington has 4 defensive linemen who are over 90 overall with John Allen, Chase Young, Deron Payne, and Montez Sweat. So they have probably the best defensive line in the league. And I would venture out to say through 2 weeks, we have the best offensive line in the league. Our run blocking's been great. The pass blocking has been great so far. So the best offensive line versus the best defensive line. It's a battle of the trenches. And of course, Xander Vanderwall's weakness is when he's under pressure. So our offensive line needs to win the battle of the line of scrimmage because we have a quarterback who struggles when he's under pressure and a team who loves to run the ball. Through 2 weeks, we've scored the 4th amount of points in the league, yet we're 0-2. Look at the Lions. They scored half the amount of points we have, yet they're 2-0. So long story short, the defense has to play better. This defense was phenomenal last year. We stopped the run at a high level. We had a great pass rush. We were getting takeaways with ease. C.J. Thomas picked off 10 passes. I don't know what the deal has been, and I feel like the run defense hasn't been that bad. It's been the pass defense. It's been the secondary with 2 Pro Bowl caliber corners and a great group of safeties, along with the pass rush being a little bit on and off. So a major game for this defense to prove themselves, and already struggling early as Antonio Gibson gets a big run to the 24-yard line. Gibson is a very talented playmaker. Washington has quite a few very talented playmakers. Look out for guys like Curtis Samuel, De'Ami Brown, the recently signed Austin Hooper. Speaking of Hooper, here he is bringing it to the 2-yard line. In both times these 2 teams played against each other last year, Logan Thomas killed the Eagles. And now they have to face off against Austin Hooper, who's an even better tight end. 2nd and goal, handoff for Gibby, and he is stuffed in the backfield. Boog McAllister, the undrafted rookie out of Metropolis, is the one who brings him down. The Superstar X Factor with the big tackle, and it's now a 3rd and goal from the 6-yard line. We'll see if Washington can punch it in. Kilpatrick has an open man for the score, and Washington is on the board. It's Curtis Samuel with the touchdown. He's had to take over as the number 1 receiver since Terry McLaurin left a couple years ago for Kansas City, and now it's 7-0. Poor start for the Eagles defense, and now again they need their offense to do some damage. There's Tykeem Keon quickly with a gain of 14 yards. Ron Rivera looking frustrated on the Washington sideline as it's now 3rd and 11. Vanderwall under a little bit of pressure. Tough throw, and it's dropped. That pass was on the money, but Tykeem Keon had it slip through his hands. Benjamin St. Just is the one who deflects the ball away, and so Washington gets it back. 2nd and 10, Kilpatrick with a strike and a very hard hit from Nehemiah Richardson. But still a good first down there for Washington, and so far their offense is looking, well, quite good. 3rd and 6, Kilpatrick looking to throw it, goes short for Gibson, and it's incomplete, broken up by Nehemiah Richardson. The defense actually forced to stop. That's the first defensive drive of this entire video where the offense didn't score points. So there you go. The Eagles defense finally makes a play, and now they get it back on offense, and now it's time to gain some momentum. Rosemont St. Clair with a nice play up the middle to the 46-yard line for a quick first down. So far, the Eagles offense has not been all that good so far, but this would be the drive to certainly change some things. Vanderwall going to the right under pressure, and he connects with Devontae Smith for a first down. And now it seems like Vanderwall in the pass game is starting to do some damage as we conclude the first quarter. The Washington football team leads 7-0. So far, Washington has ran the ball far better than the Eagles, who have 2 rushing yards today. So far, Washington is definitely winning the battle of the trenches. 2nd and 4 under pressure. It's Devontae Smith into the end zone for a score, showing off the shimmy shake, and the Eagles are going to tie it up. Devontae Smith has now found the end zone 4 times already on the young season, and now Philadelphia is on the board. So Washington has the football back on first down. Kilpatrick looking to throw it under a little bit of pressure, and he is going to be sacked on the play. Tim Settle, a former Washington footballer, is the one who gets the sack. Tim Settle's in for the rushing downs, more so trying to cog blocks up, but instead he gets the sack. 3rd and 9, Kilpatrick is incomplete. Lo and behold, another defensive stop. The Eagles' defense is finally starting to figure things out. However, they're not figuring things out in the ground game as St. Clair loses 4, wrapped up by Jonathan Allen. Washington's defensive line has been very good up to this point. The Eagles have really struggled to run the football. 2nd and 13, Vanderwall looking to scramble to the right side, trying to outrun Montez Sweat, and he will slide for a first down run. Vanderwall is definitely not the runner that Jalen Hurts was, but Vanderwall has some mobility. I mean, he can move. On first down, short throw, caught by JT DeMarco, who brings it to the 1-yard line. That was a risky throw by Vanderwall, but DeMarco was able to separate himself from the defensive back, and now the Eagles are going to look to punch it in. It's a play-action fake. Vanderwall connects in the end zone with his fullback, C.J. Ham, who's going to get the ham sandwich, and the Eagles take the lead as the offensive linemen are playing a little basketball in the end zone. So Philadelphia is now up for the first time today as it's 14-7. Washington has it back. Handoff for Antonio Gibson with a juke move. Gibson finds a hole with blocks, and he gets the first down. Antonio Gibson has been really good so far today. Even though the Eagles' pass defense has looked a lot better, the run defense has been, well, not all that good. 2nd and 2, it's a fake jet sweep handoff to De'Ami Brown, and it's a fumble picked up by Fletcher Cox. It looks like it was Bobby Wagner who ripped the ball away from Brown, and the Eagles defense forces a major turnover. The play would not be reviewed, and Philadelphia holds on to possession. About 2 minutes left in the first half. Vanderwall is sacked, roughed up to the ground by Jamin Davis, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. 14-7 your score. Eagles on top as it's a 2nd and 18. Vanderwall looking to throw it. Again, scrambling to the right side, trying to get somebody open, and he does. It's Devontae Smith to the 13. Vanderwall is not good at throwing on the run, or I should say he wasn't good at that when he was with the Steelers, but in his 2.5 games with the Eagles, he's done a good job of that, and sure enough, there you go, he fumbles in on the very next play. Right as I'm speaking highly of him, he turns it over. It looked like that was, I believe, Deron Payne who forced the ball out, picked up by Sweat. And again, no review. So both teams trade off fumbles, and Washington has it back as Gibson, with a nice stiff arm on Elliott, brings it to the 47-yard line. Washington just called a timeout there first as it's a 3rd down and 6. Joe Kilpatrick looking to throw it with a strike, but it's dropped. That was Quintez Cephas with the ball right in his hands, but is unable to hold on. So on 4th and 6, Washington's going to attempt a field goal. It's a 59-yard attempt here for Quinn Norton, and this kick is no good. It looked like it actually had the distance, believe it or not, but it was wide left. So Washington is unable to get back on the board, and the Eagles get it back with 34 seconds and all 3 timeouts from the 49-yard line. 3rd and 10. Vanderwall, again, looking to scramble under a lot of pressure, going to try to run for a first down, and he gets 5, hit hard out of bounds by Chase Young. So the Eagles do nothing on that drive, and that concludes the first half I've got to say, it's been very refreshing to see a defensive battle because so far the first two games, specifically the second one against the Giants, have been all about offense. So to see a defensive game, particularly the Eagles playing well on defense, is very refreshing to see, as we're not really going to change the game plan. Run the ball, stop the pass. Pretty simple. Although we have stopped the pass today, let's keep doing it. So the offense starts the ball. Nice run by Tazewell Hubbard to open things up as he gets 17. The Eagles did not run the ball very well in the first half. So far, Washington's defensive line is getting the better of this elite offensive line. As on 2nd and 3, Vanderwall on the move with a really nice throw for Devontae Smith, who's had an unbelievable game. Smith is balling right now. I know this was the Tykeem Keon breakout challenge day, but Devontae Smith is kind of stealing the spotlight. 3rd and goal, back to Smith in the back of the end zone for a touchdown, and the Eagles are going to extend their lead as it's 21-7. Xander Vanderwall with his 3rd passing touchdown of the game, 2 of which have gone to Devontae Smith, who now has 5 on the season, and Washington gets it back. Here's Antonio Gibson with a juke move, and he goes out of bounds at the Washington 49. Gibson already with over 100 yards on just 12 carries. Washington's been moving down the field slowly but surely. They now have it at the 8, looking to finally get back on the board, and that's not going to help. Cleveland Ferrell is in the backfield for a loss of 11. Joe Kilpatrick did a bad job of sensing the pressure there, so he ran backwards, and that proves to be a mistake. 3rd and goal backed up at the 28 after a holding call against Washington. They pretty much have to just heave it into the end zone. That's what he's going to try to do, and it's broken up. Edmund Orient, the rookie out of Ole Miss, deflects it away. Joko Nwosu was there as well as Xander Vanderwall looks on, pleased with his defense. It's going to be a 45-yard field goal attempt here for Quinn Norton, who will sink the kick, and Washington is on the board for the first time since early in the first quarter. The Eagles' defense is really playing well right now. Now they have it back on offense. St. Clair with a nice move out of bounds at the opposing 49-yard line for a nice gain of 16 yards. Good move there by Rosemont St. Clair. That'll move the chains. Following play, about a minute and a half left in the 3rd quarter. scrambling to the left side now. Very nice throw for Keon, who's going to try to outrun the defender. He's not quite successful, but he still gets a nice first down. 3rd and 8 now at the 26. About 20 seconds left into the 3rd quarter. Vanderwall looking to throw. It has an open man. It's Smith, but he dropped it. That was a good throw, but it was broken up by Kendall Fuller, and that'll bring out the field goal team. 43-yard attempt for Zebediah Phoenix II, who's had a pretty rough episode today. That one will go down the middle, and the Eagles are back up by 14 points as it's 24-10, and that will conclude our 3rd quarter. The Eagles appear to be in the driver's seat, but they were up by 21 pretty much at the end of the 3rd quarter against the Bucs, and they lost. So Philadelphia needs to realize that it's not time to let go of the brakes yet. 3rd and 10, good throw, but it's incomplete. So Washington already with a poor start here to the quarter, and they would have to punt it. If the Eagles score on this drive, I would like to say they're good. So we'll see if they can get some points. Vanderwall on 2nd and 7, scrambling. Again, it's Devontae Smith, who is balling, bringing it to the 49-yard line. I really hope you started Devontae Smith in fantasy, although if you drafted him, he's probably one of your key players anyway, so if you're not starting him, you're kind of a weirdo. 3rd and 5, the pass is incomplete for St. Clair. Now a 4th and 5 at the 44, and they're going to go for it. All right, ballsy call here by the Eagles. Short throw for Keon with a spin move, and he got it. Nifty move by Tykeem Keon to keep the drive alive. And now the Eagles are going to continue to chew some clock. 1st down, Vanderwall backs up under pressure. Fumble! Picked up by Washington. Vanderwall has now lost 2 fumbles today as the defensive lineman completely runs out of gas, and Kelsey catches up at the 38. That was Montez Sweat who came in the backfield to force the turnover, and Washington can now breathe new life. 5.5 minutes to go from the 26. Here's Kilpatrick under some pressure, backing up. Look at Cleveland Ferrell just bullying the left guard. Ferrell with his 2nd sack of the day. That play was filthy. Can we please look at this replay? I mean, he is just bull rushing him into the quarterback. Cleveland Ferrell showing who is boss right now. Ferrell has had an awesome performance in this game. He has been phenomenal today. Now it's 3rd and 25. The Washington football team needs a big play here to keep the drive going. Kilpatrick, under a lot of pressure, heaves up a prayer. Incomplete, but we got dirty laundry on the field. Defensive pass interference against Joko Nwosu. Not only is that an automatic first down, but that'll bring Washington into the 5-yard line. A costly penalty there for Philadelphia, and again, Washington can breathe new life. First and goal. Jabari Achabe nearly sacks him twice, but Kilpatrick is just going to run out of bounds for a loss of 7. I don't really know what he was doing. I don't really know what Achabe was doing. That was just an ugly play all around. Third and goal now from the 14-yard line. The Eagles got to get a stop here. Short throw for Samuel, who gets about half the distance to the goal. So now it's 4th and goal at the 6-yard line. Big tackle there by Deshaun Elliott. Obviously, Washington has no choice but to go for it. This is pretty much for the ball game. Kilpatrick looking to throw it, and it is caught in the back of the end zone by De'Ami Brown. Joko Nwosu was facing Brown the whole time, so he never turned around to see the quarterback throw the pass. Booth is going to review this play, and I don't know if he got both feet in. A pretty close call, and it would stand, but I don't know. I'm not sure that he was in. So it's 24-17. The Eagles have to choose some clock. 3rd and 12, incomplete. Broken up by Jamin Davis. Oh, God, I'm getting deja vu. The Eagles have already choked a 21-point lead against the Bucs. Now they're in danger of choking a 14-point lead. Here's Hooper with a nice juke move, and that'll bring us to the 2-minute warning. This game looked done. Washington was out of it, but now they have the ball only down by 7. And who knows? Washington is far from out of this game. The Eagles have already choked a bigger lead earlier this season. First down, wide open down the field to the 23-yard line. Nobody decided to cover Quintez Cephas. Now from the 12, 2nd and 10. Washington still with all 3 of their timeouts. Here's Kilpatrick. Quick throw for Samuel, who gets 10. Joe Kilpatrick fired up. Washington is so close to the end zone. 1st and goal. Kilpatrick broken up. Should have been picked. Bobby Wagner had it thrown right to him. Now it's 2nd and goal. You may notice Jabari Achabe is out of the game. He suffered a minor injury. Hannibal Savage, the rookie out of New Mexico, is taking those snaps or rush defensive end as it's incomplete. We got a flag. It's going to be a late hit on the quarterback. Roughing the passer against Joko Nwosu. Nwosu with 2 costly penalties, and he allowed the 4th down touchdown on the last drive. Nwosu's had a pretty bad quarter. 2nd and goal now after the roughing the passer call. 37 seconds left. Kilpatrick throws it away. Washington has had 4 plays on the goal line, and they've been unable to score. Now 5th time's the charm, possibly. 3rd and goal with 30 seconds. Kilpatrick, end zone, touchdown. It's Marion Sanders-Craig, the rookie out of Alabama, and the Washington football team have completed the miraculous. They've tied it at 24. So now for a 3rd time this season, the Eagles offense returns with an opportunity to get a game-winning drive. They've been unsuccessful in their first 2 games of doing it, but this situation is a little bit different since it's tied rather than the Eagles losing. So there is a little bit less pressure here, which could bode well for Xander Vanderwall in the offense as he gets it to Devontae Smith for a gain of 24. 16 seconds left. Eagles call a timeout. They still have 1 left in their back pocket. Philadelphia is probably about 15 to 20 yards away from field goal range, so they still need another 1st down or so. Again, it's Devontae Smith who runs out of bounds for a 1st down. Clock stops at 11 seconds, so the Eagles still have that timeout handy. I think another 1st down should put the Eagles in a great spot. Can they do it with 11 seconds? Vanderwall, he connects with the tight end, Dozier, Baxby, and with 4 seconds left, the Eagles call time, and I think it's time to get Zebediah Phoenix on for a game winner. Phoenix kicked a game-winning field goal here at FedEx Field against Washington last season. He's going to look to do it again as Coach Ron Rivera calls timeout. It's going to be a 38-yard attempt for the win. Zebediah Phoenix, the 2nd. The kick is up, a little bit shaky, and it's good! And the Philadelphia Eagles are finally on the win column. They take this one home 27-24. This game was a little bit too close for comfort. We had this game won. Washington came back. They tied it. But Xander Vanderwall and Devontae Smith lead the Eagles down the field to victory, and Philadelphia gets their 1st win of the season. The offense was pretty good today. The defense had their best game of the year, which obviously doesn't really say anything. But our defense was great through 3 quarters, and we kind of let go of the steering wheel in that 4th quarter. We let Washington back in the game. But luckily, the offense was able to do enough to hold on to a win. And overall, I would still consider this a positive performance from the defense. Both quarterbacks with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, but they also completed under 60% of their passes. I thought both QBs were pretty good, but I wouldn't say they were great. Antonio Gibson was great, though. They should have given him the ball more. Devontae Smith was also great. 9 catches, 138 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He has been unbelievably good, continuing to drive up his price tag. Keep in mind, Smith is a free agent this offseason, and he's going to command top dollar. 2 sacks for Montez Sweat and Cleveland Ferrell in this game, and of course, Zebediah Phoenix goes 2 for 2 on field goals, including the game winner. Unfortunately, Tykeem Keon did not complete his breakout challenge. I think he dropped like 3 passes, so he had a pretty bad game. So that will conclude today's episode. Week 4, we play against the Giants. Once again, hopefully our defense can play a little bit better than we did last time against New York. We're also going to have our first prospect profile of the season. We're going to look at the quarterbacks in this upcoming draft class, so that should be pretty fun. I hope everybody enjoyed today's episode. Make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Peace out.